Hey everybody, what's going on? Nexi is here on the Legion leveling beta. So I decided about a couple days ago to start leveling on the leveling beta because I want to learn how the expansion works, whether it's the artifact weapons, the questing, or anything of that sort. So while I'm testing out all this stuff and learning it for myself, I'm going to try and help you guys out with the information as well, because I do know some of you guys don't have beta, or some of you guys are just too lazy to do it yourself. So that's what a lot of the videos are going to be in the next couple weeks, discussing some of the stuff. I'm going to release some guides for you guys, whether it's artifact power farming or your leveling guide for talents or anything of that sort. So what we're going to cover here in this video is the artifact weapon basics. So when Legion releases on August 30, the first thing you do before you even go to any of the questing zones, as you can see here, we have a lot of questing zones. Before you can do any of these, you have to get your artifact weapon first. And when you log in on August 30, you'll get a quest that you must complete. So once you get your artifact weapon, which takes about 15 to 30 minutes, you will unlock the first ability here. In the case of Windwalker, it's the Strike of the Windlord. So this is crazy. As a Windwalker, when I was leveling on the beta, it basically one-shots everything, almost one-shots anyway. For most cases, it leaves them at about 10%. So Windwalkers are really good at AoE damage and one-shotting a bunch of stuff. So whenever I had this off cooldown, I'd pick up about 8 to 10 mobs for my quest, and then I would just kill them all instantly. It was crazy, so it really sped up leveling. So you will get this first. Now, you won't have any of the talents, and the only way you can get the talents is by gathering artifact power, which you can see at the top here. So I have 720 currently. Now, the way you can actually get all of these talents is by getting the artifact power. And the way you get the artifact power is by doing quest lines, which will give you a lot, as well as discovering treasures and killing rares. So let's go to Azuna here for a quick second. You can see here, I have a lot of rares to kill. Now, I'm using the add-on Handy Notes Legion Resources, or Legion Treasures, I think it's called. So Handy Notes is what I know it's for sure called. So Handy Notes lets you know where all the rares are, and it lets you know where all the treasures are. So when you collect the treasures, you can see here, the loot is Glimmering Memento. Now, if you go over to a zone like Stormheim, you have Glimmering Memento as well. So most of the treasures that you find in Legion will give you artifact power. Most of the rares that you find and kill will either give you items, artifact power, or order resources. For your guys' understanding, artifact power is just something that increases your item level as well as your talents. Or sorry, it only gives you your talents. It doesn't increase your item level as well, I believe. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. Maybe grabbing the passives increases your item level. What I do know for sure is that up here, you can see these relics here. These give you item levels and also gives you a +1 rank of your choice. So when you're questing or doing other kind of content, I think you can get them from dungeons and stuff. I'm not sure yet. I just hit 110, so I'm not sure how else you can get these relics. I would assume you can get them through dungeons and raids and PvP as well, but from what I know for sure right now is that all of them come from quest lines. So make sure you complete every quest line going into Legion, because you want the artifact power, you want the relics, and overall it's just going to help you progress your artifact weapon, and it's going to be good for reputation as well, which will also be important going into Legion. So in terms of the relics here, you can see that as you level up, you will gain higher item levels. So 24 item level, 23 item level, and the ranking is basically random, I think. I don't know if it's completely random, but for me, I got a choice between two. So for example, if I did one quest line, I would get 10 energy as a choice, or I would get, say, 5% Rising Sun Kick. So as you can see here, I have a 5 out of 5 rank on my Rising Sun Kick. Now, if I took these two out, this would go to 3 out of 3. So it basically gives you one maximum rank and one rank of that. Now, when I was leveling, I had 10 energy in, and it actually worked. I had 110 energy, and I'm not even talented all the way to it. So you don't actually have to have the talents to get to it. As long as you have the relic, it will give you one rank in that specific talent. So I had this before even getting to it. So that's pretty cool. As soon as I hit 110, I basically switched over to Rising Wind here, just for some fun. I'm testing out relics right now. I do have some other ones as well. As you can see here, I have things like, see, I have another Rising Sun Kick, I have another Rising Sun Kick, I have Fist of Fury damage, I have energy, and I have other ones like Combo Breaker increased by 2%. So I have a bunch of different ones that you can get. You also have Transcendence if you want for survivability for like PvP. That might be a very good choice. Overall, it's just, you have quite a few talents you can choose from in terms of the relics. So make sure you choose wisely. I might make a guide for PvE and PvP discussing what relics might be best. But for right now, I'm just going with the Rising Sun Kick to test it out. Maybe Fist of Fury is probably going to be better, but at the moment, I have Rising Sun Kick. Like I said, I'm just testing out at the moment. But that's basically how relics work. You put put them in, you have a storm and an iron, and then when you eventually unlock your third one, it's another storm. Now, I don't know if it's different for the other classes and specs, but for Windwalker, it's storm, iron, storm. So make sure that you have a storm relic here and an iron relic here. So as you can see here, I have a storm rising sun kick and an iron rising sun kick. So because of that, I was able to put both of them together and stack my sun kick damage just for some fun. So that's pretty cool. Overall, that's how the relic and the whole artifact power works. Is you simply gather artifact power off treasures and everything, PvP, dungeons. You can see it real quick here as well. By completing a random dungeon, you can get 35 artifact power. By completing a random heroic, you get 400 artifact power. So heroics are going to be very strong and very powerful and worth doing right at the start of the expansion. So that's a very good idea to work with. So overall, that's basically how you want to work with your artifact weapon. To unlock the trees, you need artifact power. You also want to make sure you find some artifact relics, some good ones depending on what kind of trait you want. I might make a PvP or PvP guide discussing what relics might be best, what talent tree might be best, etc, etc. So overall, I hope you guys do enjoy this guide on the basics of the artifact weapon. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. And oh, actually, one more thing before I go. The other thing as well is that you can transmog them if you're curious. So if you don't like the way they look, you can transmog them. I'll show you guys my mog in a second. And there's also a transmog part for the artifact as well, so I'll cover that in a second. So you can see here I did transmog my fist weapons into something else. I believe these come from the Burning Crusade, so I have those instead of the actual artifact weapon, as you can see here. So I have this specific color. You start off with the blue. So let's go over here to the artifact. So you right click on this and you can move over to the appearances tab. So this is what they look like in terms of Windwalker. They look blue. Now when you start doing other things like completing quest lines or completing order quests or doing certain achievements like doing all of the dungeon bosses or anything like that, such as here, complete a challenge mode dungeon using a level 15 keystone. You can unlock these as well. Balance of power, whatever these quest lines are. Glory of the Legion hero, so I would assume this has to do with dungeon achievements. You can get the green version. This is probably the one I want, so it looks like I'm going to have to do some dungeon stuff. In terms of down here, we have PvP transmogs. Reaching Prestige 13 maximum level will get you all of these. Prestige 1, Prestige 5, Prestige 9, and Prestige 13. It will get you these claw color versions. So that's how the transmog works for the artifact weapons. You can transmog these regular, but if you want those specific colors, you have to do specific achievements and requirements. So overall, that's how the artifact works. If you guys have any questions, again, leave a comment down below. Hopefully I know, or I can look it up for you guys. Just any questions at all, leave a comment down below. Thanks guys for watching. Hope to see you on my next video, and I'll see ya.